I don't need to tell y'all about TikTok, one of the biggest social media platforms out there, and it has also become a really popular live streaming platform. So that means a whole bunch of people who want views and attention will go on live to do some weird and dumb trends to gain as many views and those roses and gifts as much as possible. And I've scoured through tons of TikTok live streams for days on end to showcase some of the dumbest TikTok live streams.
Roses, 249 roses, it smells so good, 249 roses.
Let's start off with probably the most infamous example of a TikTok live stream, NPC live streams. You ever been just going through your TikTok For You page and you see something that looks like, hey, thanks for the rose, hey, thanks for the rose. I'll make sure to give those to MJ. The whip, the whip. Hey, thanks for the rose, hey, thanks for the rose. I'll make sure to give those to MJ. The whip, the whip, the whip, the whip, the whip, the whip. These streams are called NPC live streams because these streamers are doing pretty weird and extremely strange things.
Thanks for the glizzy. Thanks for the roses. It smells so good. Thanks for the glizzy. Thanks for the TikToks.
You know, if we got any gamers watching the video right now, you probably have a good idea of why these streamers are considered NPCs. NPCs in video games would usually have common behaviors such as repeating the same dialogue over and over again in case the player was stroking their Johnson and wasn't paying attention to what they were saying in the first place. NPCs will also just stand around and just wait for players to interact with them, you know, merely serving as a tool for the main character to help them progress in their journey, you know? Now, according to Know Your Meme, one of the earliest known TikTok live streams to do NPC streams is
Nachikoko,
a Japanese TikToker. During her live streams, she often acts like a video game NPC by just bouncing around doing an idle animation, you know, just like standing around and only reacting when a viewer donates her a gift. And we'll explain those gifts a little later. And she's been doing these streams back in 2022, and she even called herself an NPC. So
Nachikoko,
had her little NPC romp with her own community. And by a little romp, I mean millions and millions of people gathering around to watch her NPC streams. And this trend didn't vibe with the brothers down in the Western Hemisphere until 2023. And of course, many people saw how popular these Japanese NPC streamers were getting and would begin to make their own live streams. You know, for views and attention. So that's why, while you're scrolling through your For You page, you'd sometimes come across some random NPC stream where it's just someone just staring at the camera and just saying things over and over and over again because they keep getting gifts from viewers and whatnot. And this serves as a perfect transition to one of the most popular and influential NPC streamers to have come out on TikTok, Pinkydoll.
Yes, yes, yes. Take your seat, girl.
That's right, we're gonna be talking about Pinkydoll, who has gone so popular to the point where she has a Wikipedia page where it stated that Pinkydoll used to have a cleaning company in Montreal. However, she lost the company after she traveled to her stepfather's funeral. And this in turn led to her starting these live streams on TikTok. So I'm sure Pinkydoll got some inspiration from either the other earlier NPC streams, of course saw how popular the trend was getting, so she decided to start her own NPC live streams. To great success, might I add. So Pinkydoll committed to this NPC behavior, just like we talked about earlier. You know, she would just respond to gifts with her iconic voice lines such as, gang, 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 ice cream's so good. Yes, 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 yes. And she even says she got influenced by Grand Theft Auto NPCs to help get her own NPC style going. And of course, because of how popular she has gotten, that led to many other streamers to create their own NPC streams. And of course, one of the main reasons that Pinkydoll's live streams got viral is because they're just fucking weird. Just take one look at her streams and you'll see what I mean.
Wow, a lot of gifts for you. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, thank you, baby. This is so cute. Slay, huh? Yes, 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 yes. Oh, thank you, baby. This is so cool. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, yes, yes. Gang, 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 gang.
And you know what? It works. People are just piling in to watch her just say random shit to people donating Rose toys, stickers, and whatnot. Of course, some people think these streams have a sort of sexual appeal because it's kind of implied that you're kind of controlling what these women are doing on stream. Some people say that the NPC streams are a reminder of like AI, you know? This is like the future of streaming. What if AI starts like making NPC streams like these, you know? Regardless of like any sexual thing that's going on, I just think that people are just curious about what the hell would an NPC stream would do, just waiting hours on end for someone to donate a gift so they could finally say something. Or if they're super popular, just looping the same voice lines over and over and over again because, you know, they get the same dollar gift that any other viewer would give them. And you know what? It is paid off. She is making goddamn. According to the New York Times, in a full day of NPC streaming, Pinkydoll says that she has netted more than $7,000 in one day of streaming. And of course, she has gotten super popular. She's gotten a lot of clout with a lot of celebrities. And of course, she's accomplished the same end goal that every YouTuber and TikToker has wanted to accomplish for some reason. And that is making music. Yeah, she made a song called Ice Cream So Good. Again, a reference to the voice line she'd say while doing her NPC streams. I wish I can show you the song, but I think it'll get copyright strike. So recently she had a controversy about light skin fishing. Yeah, apparently people are accusing her that she makes her skin look lighter on her TikTok streams because she made an in-person appearance at the Streamy Awards recently, and people noticed that her skin was much darker than what she usually looks like on her NPC streams.
You were at the Streamy Awards the other day.
Yeah.
A lot of people were sort of like surprised at your appearance, and some critics were even saying your TikTok is light skin fishing.
Well, you know, when I go to the sun, I can get a little darker, but you know, it's life. What can I do? And I love to be a black woman. Me.
Now I want to move on to another pillar in the NPC live streaming scape, and that is at Leaks World, better known as NPC Miles Morales.
Everyone keeps telling me how my story is supposed to go. Nah, I'm gonna do my own thing.
All of his streams consist of him going out in public with a Spirit Halloween Miles Morales Spider-Man costume, you know, staying in character as Spider-Man, and saying voice lines in reaction to gifts being given to him. He had to start on TikTok back in 2021, but it wasn't until 2023 where he decided to don the mask and become the NPC Spider-Man that we know and love today, which certainly helped because he started making Miles Morales TikToks right after Across the Spider-Verse got premiered in theaters to critical acclaim. And of course, he had to live up to the NPC quota where he would continue to spam voice lines given to him for every gift he was donated.
Hey, thanks for the rose. I'll make sure I give those to Peter. Oh, we're taking a break, are we? I won't mind that. Hey, thanks for the rose. Hey, thanks for the rose.
I mean, I gotta give him props for committing to the bit. You know, there's so many clips of him where he just looks absolutely exhausted after doing a long session of NPC streaming. Especially because he does these streams in public. There have been so many times where people will try to just run up on him.
Hey, thanks for the gummies. Hey, what you said? What you said, Hey, what you said, You said don't stoop to that low. What you said, Hey, come here. Come here. Let me knock your teeth out, bitch ass boy. Bitch ass boy. Come here. Let me do my nerdy shit in peace before I beat your ass. What's wrong with you? These think I'm weak or some shit. I'll beat the out you. Walk away, white boy. Walk away, pussy boy. What's wrong with you? Can't just be on some nerdy shit, bro, without some coming up to me, bro.
Or he would get in trouble with the cops.
You were supposed to teach me everything, you know.
You're being trespassed.
I'm being trespassed?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. You want to take my name?
Yes, please.
Cool. Yeah, I'm ID. Thanks to the rose. I'm being trespassed at a gas station. Oh my God. Nah, I'm gonna do my own thing.
much like other NPC streamers, he gets a lot of money. I mean, if you ever just tune into his streams, he's constantly yapping out all these voice lines, which means that he is constantly getting gifts and donations to him, which could total to like thousands of dollars every stream. I gotta give him a lot of respect, you know, him running around and sticking to the character, especially in public and in like a tight skin suit. That's gotta be exhausting and embarrassing. I can't believe this dude has been able to stick around with this shtick for a long time. Although recently he went on his TikTok live to complain that his viewers weren't donating enough.
There's 11,000 people in here. There's 11,000 fucking people in here, and you guys are not tapping the screen, okay? Make sure that you're tapping the screen. There's 11,000 people in here. There's 11,000 fucking people in here, okay? Tap the goddamn screen, okay? Tap the goddamn screen, okay? You see this button right here? Press the fucking button, okay? Press the fucking button.
He also popped off on another NPC streamer that was being too loud next to him.
Fucking God, bro, that shit is so fucking annoying. What the is that, bro? Why are you so fucking loud? You're always so fucking hungry. You're literally always fucking hungry. Are you okay?
Why aren't you out saving the city?
Fuck you, fucking bitch.
Animal bullets! Animal bullets! Let's go to the gym, buddy. Let's go to the gym, buddy. Animal bullets!
Okay, this is the last NPC TikTok streamer that we're gonna talk about in this video, I promise, okay? This is Roktavoker, aka Easter Hall, where he basically LARPs as a French soldier playing with Nerf guns on stream while screaming, "I need more bullets!" And of course he's shaking his ass while doing it. You probably stumbled across his streams while flicking through the For You page, and you're probably thinking, man, how can I help my brothers in arms, you know? How can I help this poor soldier get the bullets he needs so that he can survive and come home to his family? You donate gifts! And I remember back when he was active in streaming, I would get him on my For You page all the goddamn time. And maybe that's a reflection of my algorithm, you know, maybe TikTok thinks I'm into dudes shaking their booty. Like TikTok be really saying, hey, this stream is for you. And there's also a whole bunch of strange edits that people would make of him.
Animal bullets! You get weapons! Come on, sir!
I said I need it. Draco undefeated. Some black and then I'm bleeding. Go long.
Unfortunately, he announced that he's gonna stop making these "I need more bullets" streams late last year.
My last live, my really last live of the soldier character will be this afternoon or tomorrow morning. The reason is because TikTok is always restricting me and my lives are not cheap, bro. I spend a lot of money to make my lives, so I can't do my lives.
He did one last live stream.
Thanks for all the bullets, sir. With all the bullets, I will win the war. Now I have to move to another battlefield, sir. Thanks to everybody. Thanks to all the soldiers. See you in the next battlefield, soldiers. Hasta la vista, baby.
Before we get to the next entry, shout out to Glizzy Overdrive, bro.
Glizzy Team 6, going loud. You're on our 6.
Okay, so this is a weird phenomenon where if you're just scrolling through your For You page, you'd get all of a sudden a live stream of Chinese sweatshop workers, you know, working on their shit in an assembly line. Some would say a literal content factory. I've seen so many live streams of factories making knockoff Adidas shoes, testing out cheap ass USB LED lights, packing fake AirPods. Although some of them try to look like they're having fun while streaming, most of them just showcase the absolute horrid working conditions and monotonous tasks because it's all made in China. You know, some of them are on their Marina Joy shit, you know, looking behind the camera making sure that their boss doesn't beat them or something. And sometimes these streams would have a commentator, I guess some manager or some representative of the factory just talking to the stream. What the hell is going on here? So I did some digging, and some TikTok comments mentioned that these streams are fake and that some of these streams could be just satirical, like comedy streams where people pretend they're working in a Chinese sweatshop factory. You know, it's commentary on the dog shit working conditions that low-wage workers in China have to face every day. Some people claim that these are staged factory streams meant to advertise these jobs to show how lucrative these positions are to young people, because apparently young people in China are choosing to not work in these factories. Many of these live streams are hosted by TikTok burner accounts with randomly garbled names and no other videos to show off. Lately, I haven't encountered these sweatshop live streams as of late. I think they probably got banned on TikTok, or maybe they just got restricted to Douyin, the Chinese version of TikTok. It's kind of weird to think about how these Chinese live streams were able to get pushed and showcased in the Western version of TikTok.
Let's go, come on, y'all. Thank you, Judy, for the rose. Y'all, we have 400 people in here, come on. Thank you, Allison, for the rose. Thank you, Allison.
Okay, so this is another very common and annoying type of TikTok live stream where people just straight up beg on camera, you know? There have been many streamers on TikTok live where they just look absolutely disheveled and just ask the viewer directly for gifts and rose, you know, to ask people to donate directly to them so they can feed their families. Of course, many people have complained on other platforms and even on TikTok about the abundance of TikTok beggars.
Y'all, I'm so tired of these TikTok beggars. It's the 15th. You didn't get your payment? It was late? Okay. It was late last month, too. I think it's time to work, especially if you able-bodied. And I don't want to hear, oh, some people, I'm not talking about them people. I'm talking about the people that's able-bodied and could work, and you on here as your only source of income, and then you got your Cash App in your bio every month talking about you need help.
Of course, most of the time, these streams are just scams, just random people dressing up to look as disheveled and homeless as possible, trying to deceive the gullible fellas into sending them free money. And if some people even associate the NPC live stream trend we talked about not too long ago as scams to, you know, steal money from people. And of course, a lot of people on the internet have warned others against donating to these kinds of streams. There's also a lot of TikTokers that would imitate these beggars to show how stupid they look. Now, there have been some moments where the live streamers would even get agitated and argue with their chat that they didn't receive as much as they thought they would.
I'm asking you, bro. I'm asking you specifically. Can you send me 100 or 200?
I can send you $5, baby. I don't got 200 to give you.
This is not a joke. How would you feel if you needed your motherfucking car no pay and you broke, homeless, and you poor, and you barely could even eat motherfucking every day? You wear the same shit, and you be motherfucking stanky and motherfucking funky and hairy. How the would you feel, bitch? Would you be happy? I just can't cock every day? No.
You know, e-begging isn't a new thing on the internet. There have been plenty of examples of e-beggars on like YouTube and Twitch and whatnot. However, because of how popular TikTok has gone and how easy it is to set up a TikTok live stream, you can just hop on your phone, press start streaming on the phone, and then, you know, just sit in the corner at a Walmart or something. You can just start begging for change and gifts and whatnot on TikTok Live. These streams still exist because people keep donating to them. You're like, why am I busting my ass out here to make stupid ass videos?
Spare coochie, please. I have not gotten a single piece of change, bro. Hey, miss.
Hydrocephalus is a condition that involves the buildup of cerebrospinal fluid, or CSF.
While on the topic of begging for money on TikTok Live, some streamers have resorted to using footage of babies with swollen large heads to gain sympathy and try to scam people. And if you're chronically online like I am and constantly scroll on TikTok, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I know this shit jump scared you on your For You page when you're scrolling through it. So this live stream is basically a baby monitor, and viewers can, you know, watch this large-headed baby take a nap or suck on a binky. Now, this baby's condition is called hydrocephalus, and it's a condition that causes fluid to accumulate inside the baby's skull. So naturally, if you're showcasing your baby with this absolutely terrible condition, it's kind of obvious what the end goal is. They're just hoping that people will take pity on the baby and donate gifts and money in the hopes that the money would go towards the baby's medical treatment. I'm sincerely hoping that's true. I'm sure there are some streams on TikTok where it's an actual family that actually has a baby with hydrocephalus. You know, unfortunately, these babies are from places where getting access to medicine in a hospital is very expensive and not as easy. Hell, even in America, we got problems with healthcare and whatnot. But that's another political rabbit hole that I want to avoid. So I'm really hoping that's true. But unfortunately, the cynic in me is thinking that it's probably either some family taking advantage of their hydrocephalus baby, or even worse, some random stranger getting pre-recorded footage of this baby and just streaming it onto TikTok Live in the hopes that people would fall for it and donate so you can get their quick pity roses and gifts. You know, it sounds really f***ed up. This could be exactly what's happening, and we'll never know where the money will end up anyways.
Do you wipe or do you let it crust? Could you exit out of my awesome stream, please?
Custom Wood Burning is a TikTok page about custom wood burning. Their entire gimmick is taking the piss out of those Etsy small businesses that sell those artsy fartsy little decorations and whatnot. You know, they make this scuffed ass wooden decor. Their page continued to grow and decided they want to live stream their wood burnings, leading to some of the funniest shit I've ever seen on this platform.
What is this? Michael Jackson unfortunately passed away. So misfortunately passed away almost 15 years ago. You got any talents? You look talented.
Yeah, I just put up all these paintings.
Girl, I have a hammer and nails too. I'm talking about talents, not housework. Where'd she go? Where'd she go? It's not mean, it's the truth.
What is this?
What do you mean, what is this? I'm a custom wood burner. I'm custom wood burning. You clicked on custom wood burning. Did you think I'd be sitting here farting around? No, I'm custom wood burning.
My bad. Oh, shoot, my bad. Hey.
Who just came in here asking me if I have butt pimples? I am not just farting around all day long, folks. People who seem to think that that's what I do is I fart around all day long. Not true. Not true.
So this is probably the most common type of live stream you're going to encounter on a TikTok live binge, other than gaming streams, by the way. A lot of gamers on TikTok Live. I'm talking about those stupid clickbaity live streams that are just scams anyway. This is a common tactic of using reverse psychology to bait viewers into donating roses and stuff, effectively scamming them. Some examples of those clickbaity live streams include some guy not finishing a house of cards, some guy almost reaching 1 million clicks but sorta not getting there, sleeping streams. We'll talk more about those later. People, quote unquote, torturing themselves by looking miserable while doing some monotonous tasks that, like, imagine some guys like, oh, I'm studying, and if you donate, you know, you're gonna add 30 more minutes to my timer that I need to study. Please don't donate, please, please don't donate. So many of these scam live streams, and most of them are just pre-recorded videos so that they can put the least amount of effort into them. And I f***ing hate those riddle ones where it's just like, oh, here's a picture, try to find the differences, try to find the 4 differences between these 2 pictures. I bet you can't find the last one. Haha, you can't find it. You're a f***ing idiot, you know? What kind of idiot are you? Getting those fat stacks of roses are the end goal of all these scam streamers, because again, people keep falling for it and keep donating to these streamers, which is the main reason of why they exist in the first place. Now we're going to talk about sleeping streams. Sleeping streams have been a popular trend on the internet. I talked about sleeping streams in my dumbest live stream trends iceberg video. You know, it's a self-explanatory concept. You turn on your webcam in your bedroom and you just stream yourself going to bed. You know, some streamers would allow their viewers to donate and play loud ass noises to wake up the streamer, of course, to gain more views and money and attention and engagement. Now, this trend has creeped onto TikTok, and there have been many live streamers on TikTok that have created their own sleeping streams, you know, and they incorporate their own weird flares into it, One of the most common streams I've noticed on my For You page is a sleeping stream where it's just like a woman laying in bed, and it's a night vision camera shot, right? So it's all green and like kind of dark and everything. And then in the back, there's like a creepy ass like nun mannequin or some like Chucky doll just like staring at the camera. I can't imagine being that lady and all of a sudden having a sleep paralysis episode, because you know, you're gonna take one look at that nun mannequin, you're gonna regret putting that there in the first place. There have also been a lot of sleep streams that conform to the style that I mentioned earlier, allowing viewers to donate to play loud noises to keep the streamer up from sleeping and all that. And some streamers would even have donation goals that let the streamer do weird things. And of course, like many of the other live streams I mentioned, sleeping streams are pretty easy to do, get a ton of views, and you know, if you hit it right with the TikTok algorithm, you can get a lot of donations and stuff.
12块钱发我的。
Tell me if you've seen this stream before. It's basically a Chinese woman who would quickly advertise new clothes and other products in only 3 seconds. She's like in a dress and everything. She pulls out a box, she's like, sure, and throws it to the other side. That is Douyin live streamer Zheng Xiangxiang, and she's become viral on Chinese TikTok for her balls to the wall, fast-paced advertising. Just lifting shit out of a box before yeeting it off the table, just flashing it on camera before she moves on to the next item. She would advertise dresses, t-shirts, shoes, household items, a fucking broom. And most of these items are around $2 to $3 and are from no-name brands. Now, some viewers have noted, what the hell is the point of showing off an item that quickly? I could barely see what the thing was in the first place. How am I supposed to buy it, you know? In fact, does anyone even buy anything from her live streams? I mean, it's kind of impressive how she's been able to master the style of fast-paced, quick action advertising, you know? It reminds me of that one Chinese model where she would go through like 50 poses a second for a photo shoot. So apparently this is basically the new age version of those infomercials or shopping channels that people used to watch. You know, like channels you used to watch when you're like sick as a kid and stayed home from school. And you know, it's basically just like a bunch of white people showcasing items that you could purchase from like a phone number right in the bottom of the screen. Or those as seen on TV advertisements where they showcase, like, check out this new kitchen utensil to cook one specific dish before you put it in the closet forever. So some sources have claimed that she's been able to make millions of dollars by apparently just flashing these clothing brands on camera for a quick second. Apparently they're sponsoring her and paying her fat stacks just to advertise their clothing. And of course, one of the main reasons on why she does this style of advertising is because of the absolutely diminished attention spans that people have nowadays because of how popular short form content is, like TikTok and other stuff like YouTube Shorts and Instagram Reels and whatnot. However, it seems like this style of advertising might come to an end.
Netizen said, after receiving the item, I throw it away as quickly as she showcases them. They can't return it because the shipping is more expensive than the item itself. Following her success, Douyin implemented a new rule, prohibiting live sellers from showcasing product with little to no information. But she had already switched to Kuaishou, which is Douyin's rival.
Okay, so this is kind of cheating because these cats aren't featured on TikTok Live, the live streaming service of TikTok itself. And whatever, I'm gonna talk about them anyway. So these cat feed or camera cats are live streams taken from an app called Hello Street Cat, where it's basically a bunch of feeder stations that were set up across China where they allow stray cats and other animals to basically feast on the meals that are provided. And there's a little camera pointing at the food bowl that showcases what kind of cats would show up and eat. And people could donate if they want to provide a little more food to the stray cats. Now, clips of these live streams will be uploaded on TikTok and have gone omega viral. It's even gone to the point where people began recognizing specific cats and would even have fandoms of them and even give them names. One of the most notable ones being Mr. Fresh. And there have of course been some non-cat intruders that would feature themselves on these live streams. Unfortunately, it's not possible to directly access Hello Street Cat. They have a website, but downloading the app itself is only exclusive to Chinese phones. So because of how popular these cats have gotten on the internet, this has led to assholes attempting to kidnap them. Is it catnap them? So these feeding stations are public, right? In order to actually feed stray cats. So unfortunately, people would just camp out, you know, waiting for a cat to come in before capturing them. And unfortunately, those people capturing those animals, they may or may not be a part of animal abuse communities that basically get off on torturing and killing cats. So many of these cats that were featured on these live streams, when they get kidnapped, they become potential subjects to cat torture videos, even being sold on the black market. And these sick would even put bounties on like the most popular cats. Like Mr. Fresh has a bounty where if someone were to come and kidnap them and you know, torture the cat on camera, they would get paid an extra bonus. What the man? And you know, unfortunately, animal abuse communities have been rampant on the internet. There are a shit ton of YouTube videos that talk about this kind of stuff, you know. Thankfully, Mr. Fresh was soon later adopted.
If you are looking at being a full-time TikTok influencer as your main source of income.
Okay, so I've been talking a lot about roses, gifts, donating stuff to TikTokers. And you're probably thinking, what the hell is this guy talking about? What do you mean they donate roses and stickers and stuff? Let me give you a quick explanation for you. So TikTok Live has become very popular because it's a quick way to make cash, you know? As I've mentioned, during TikTok live streams, viewers can send gifts. They're basically those little icons that show up on screen. So you see like ice cream cones. Roses are the most popular one because I think they're the cheapest ones. You can see birthday cakes, galaxies and whatnot, and a whole bunch of other stuff that shows up on screen. So these gifts can be bought with TikTok coins. Now, 70 coins will cost you 74 US cents. You would use these coins to buy gifts, and then you can donate those gifts to your favorite streamer. It's a little different from conventional streaming platforms like Twitch, where people would just directly donate cash through like a donation system, like Stream Elements and whatnot. So according to TikTok, when creators get those gifts, they can use those and convert them into something called diamonds. And those diamonds are what gets the money. Because once you gather all your diamonds from all your live streams, you could redeem that to get actual cash. And also, let's not forget that many of the big TikTok streamers also have separate sponsorships and brand deals that get them extra cash. Because live streaming has become so popular and so lucrative, there have been many people who've done weird shit to get popular on the TikTok algorithm, aka everything we just talked about in this video. And also, live streaming more hours equals more potential to gain more money. So that has led to a bunch of streamers constantly streaming for 24 hours, 7 days a week. Like for example, Jetty James and Autumn Rain. They are TikTok creators who literally live stream their entire house 24/7 just so they can gather the views and attention and roses. They literally place cameras all over their houses, you know, in the bedroom, in the toilet, just so they can live stream their entire day so that they constantly have some revenue and views coming in and out, you know? This is like some weird Truman Show shit. Why in God's green earth would you ever want to live stream yourself taking a shit on the toilet? I'm surprised they didn't have any creepos come in and invade their homes or something, especially because of how often popular streamers get swatted. In the end, it might seem to work out after all. According to this Wired article, they were able to gather 2 million followers on their account, and their streams get tons of views and attention, which is really surprising because constantly live streaming your house all day, you're really not doing much, you know? Half the time they're gone because they're probably just working their day jobs, so you're just staring at a bunch of rooms doing nothing. And of course, how could I forget to mention the literal content farms, where in China, they basically set up empty warehouses and would have rows and rows of sets where Chinese streamers could basically, you know, sit in with an iPhone and a light ring and basically live stream and do whatever they want. You know, they could chat, advertise random junk, sing, dance, do whatever they need to do to keep their audience entertained. Just rows and rows of Chinese girls just live streaming and whatnot. It literally looks like some dystopian Matrix shit. Working 6 to 12 hours a day, getting paid as their donations are probably going towards renting out the warehouse or whoever the employers are. You know, very similar to how China makes everything. Even TikTok themselves wanted to open these kinds of studios. But the Chinese live streaming industry is another big rabbit hole we can talk about some other day. And that was the dumbest trends on TikTok Live. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And let me know in the comments what kind of videos you want me to make. I'll see you guys next time.